The other day, my husband forwarded me this little message, and it was from an ad he saw that showed Burger King was going to be serving the Impossible Whopper, and they were bringing it to many of their locations around the US. Well, we live in a really, really small town, and the surrounding towns that we go uh, to shop still aren't that big, very rural community, and we like it that way. So I wasn't overly excited. I thought, well, that's great for the vegan community and the vegetarian movement, but it probably won't affect us any. So imagine our surprise when we went shopping in one of our nearby towns and saw a Burger King with the banner right on the billboard, their big sign that goes up, above the highway, showing Impossible Burger here, Impossible Whopper here. So hubby wanted to try it. Now, when we first heard about the Impossible Burgers, I went out and bought two, and I gave one to my daughter and one to my husband. That's when I was eating super, super clean, and I wasn't eating any vegan junk food or anything like that, completely whole food, plant-based. So they come two to a pack, and they weren't cheap. They were pretty pricey from what I considered, a mom on a budget to afford when there was just two in a pack. So I let them try them, and they were very impressed. Said, couldn't really tell the difference between, when they ate meat and this. It was pretty good, but it wasn't good enough to justify the price, buying it for the family, for everyone very often. So that was kind of the end of that. Now, given my experience back when I used to eat fast food, of what that was like, I was a little apprehensive. I was kind of nervous. I thought, okay, first of all, these things really do look like burgers. So how are these kids, because I assumed, if they were working in a fast food restaurant, they were kids, how are these kids going to know the difference between this plant-based patty and a regular meat patty when it comes off of that grill? And how is it cooked? If it's cooked on the same broiler as the meat, then traces of all that fat and oil from the meat is going to be on there. And I was just really, really nervous about the whole scenario. But hubby and I were out shopping. We were in a different town away from home. It was going to be half an hour to get home. We weren't done shopping. We had a few more stops to make, and it was lunchtime, and so he was hungry. And I hadn't planned ahead and packed food like I normally do, because I really wasn't expecting our excursion to be that long. But we were kind of like, well, we're out. Let's go check this place and that place. You know how it goes. Well, it was like that. It was one of those days. So anyway, we go in and we order and we sit down and we're having the conversation, how is it cooked? Are they going to know the difference? What if they throw in a meat patty and say it's the plant-based Impossible Burger? And, we were having that conversation, and I know the employees couldn't hear. And by the way, I was completely wrong. It wasn't kids working there. There probably were some younger people off in the back, but the manager was mid-40s. The lady who waited on me was my age, really personable. I felt comfortable that they knew what they were doing, but still, not knowing how it was cooked and all that. So we're sitting and we're just talking. We're having the conversation. So the lady who took our order came out and said, I'm really sorry it's taking a while, but these have to be cooked on their own special grill, and it takes a little longer. We don't cook them up ahead of time like we do the burgers. Now, one of my very, very first jobs in management was managing a Burger King. I don't mind telling you that. Back, in my 20s, I was a manager at Burger King. And I don't mind telling you that those burgers are cooked on that flame broiler, and they're put into a warming bin that has like steam at the bottom. There'll be water at the bottom, and it will steam up, and it will keep them, somewhat moist and warm after they have been cooked on that flame broiler. So what she explained to me was they had to set up an entirely different grill, and it's off to the side for the Impossible Burger. And she said that they had to, heat that up. It was early in the day. We were there just barely 11 o'clock. And normally that's when restaurants start serving lunch. So they had to heat up that grill and then cook those specially for us. So that made me feel a lot better about the entire process of how it was cooked, and that they knew what they were doing. And, you might get a bad location where they don't want to take the time to do that and throw them on the grill. But I'm sure those, that's going to be not happen very often. That would be the exception to the rule, is if you just got a badly, managed restaurant, But, this one, they seemed to know what they were doing. They didn't mind telling me that this is the way it was done, which really eased my mind about the process. And I let her know that it eased my mind about the process. Now, I'm going to tell you that if you're a vegetarian, you can go in and just, order the number 3. No problem. If you are a vegan, be aware that they are served with mayonnaise. They come standard with mayonnaise. So they are geared towards vegetarian and not vegan. So they don't serve any cheese on it, but it does have that mayonnaise. So be aware that you will need to special order it without the mayonnaise, and then put, mustard and ketchup or whatever you want on there instead. So that's my only disclaimer, as to let you know what to do separately, differently than, just ordering right off the menu. It tasted really good, and I know it's not whole food plant-based. It is vegan. It will suffice when you're out on the road or on a trip or whatever. It will suffice to get you something decent in your body, and it tasted good. I don't mind telling you, it did taste really good. So that's my review of the Impossible Whopper. Hope you liked it. Have a good day, guys.